Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about how I've grown to love the Pixel 4 XL, and we tried out Google Fi and have grown to love it. So if you've seen any of the other videos, you know that I despise the Pixel 4 XL. I have a love-hate with Pixel. We've had every Pixel since the very first one, which in my opinion is still one of the best ones. My problem with the Pixel 4 is I feel like they should have got it right this time, but they didn't. Because the screen, the top, the forehead is not even with the chin, and it just does something to me. I don't like it. I still don't like the visual aspect of the phone. However, I've grown to notice, or grown to love, the phone itself. Software-wise, this is a great phone. It runs like a champ. Everything works as it should. I love Google. I love the Google Assistant. I've noticed that once you actually use the phone, you don't really notice this as much. And I honestly haven't thought about it until I just now had to talk about until I just now had to go back and reiterate how I hated the Pixel and now I love the Pixel. So I will say, I no longer hate it. I still think it's a little ugly. I still think Google should do better. But the feel of the phone is amazing. I love the back. So it's safe to say the software on this phone is great, and it just keeps getting better with Google's updates.
Quarterly updates coming too.
You said quarterly?
Yeah, they're starting to shoot proprietary software updates just to the Pixel.
There you go, you heard that. The updates are great. I do feel like with certain other phones, and we're not going to name any phones, that it takes a very, very, very long time to get an update. Not mentioning any names. But with Google, I do have to say the software is what it is. I definitely think they dropped the ball with the screen. I can say that a million times. I'm still going to be disappointed in them. But the best thing overall is the camera. Oh my God. This has the best camera I would say it's my favorite. Out of all the phones of 2019, I would say this by far is the best camera. And not only that, the camera performs 100 times better today than it did when it came out the box. So I think the camera is absolutely amazing. We've started a skincare line, and I actually use the Pixel to take all the pictures for the website. There's no need to have a DSLR for everything now. We're recording on a Pixel 4 right now. So that in itself just says the camera's amazing. Google's built-in editing software for pictures is fantastic. It was yesterday I took about 80 pictures for product images, and I edited 80 product images on the Pixel, and then I Google Photos them to another device. That way I could post them. So Google definitely, their ecosystem, is that the right word? Their ecosystem is absolutely amazing. I really hope with the Pixel 5 they get it right. I think 2020 will be the year for the Pixel. Most definitely. Pixel for president.
They just keep getting it wrong. They got to get it right eventually.
It was right with the first one. I like the second one. The third one I wasn't a fan of. The third one I would say is the Pixel that I used the least amount of time. I think I used it for about a week and put it back in the box. So this one I have been steadily using.
Since the day has been out.
No, I didn't use it since the day it's out. I'd be lying if I said that.
No, you had it since the day it came out. It sat for like 2 months.
It literally sat in the box, I would say, until the beginning
about 2 months.
January, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is my favorite 2020 phone so far. No, it did actually sit for a while, and
2 months.
It was about 2 months. Once I actually started using it, I refuse to use it. I like boycotted this phone because of the top of the screen. Once I actually start using it, I realize you just don't notice it. Especially if you have, are these Google wallpapers? This is a Google wallpaper now that they change every day. But before this, I had a dark wallpaper, and if you put a dark wallpaper on it, you don't notice it at all.
The star picture you took.
Oh, yeah. The camera on this, I have to say, we will insert a couple pictures right here.
Astrology mode.
We'll insert the pictures. The astrology mode is absolutely fantastic. You do have to have it on a tripod to take the picture, but it will pick up stars that you cannot see at all. So the camera performs in any type of light. Like, it is absolutely crazy. The colors are true, so it's not blown out or really dull images, or like yellow washed images or gray washed images. iPhone. The camera's great. So definitely pleased with it. So that's a little update. I know we didn't do the updates like we should have, but this one deserved it. It proved me wrong. I will have to say I am a person that uses a lot of apps, or never closes apps out, or wants to open a new window for everything in the internet browser. And this phone, with everything fully running, no closed tabs, hotspot on, not
Constantly
plugged up. Yeah, the hotspot is always on, not plugged up. The battery is great. Like, the battery actually surprised me. It will last from morning to night with all of that stuff going on. Yesterday I had hotspot on, was taking pictures. That took me, about 2 hours to pose and take all of those pictures. The hotspot was running, and I was running Netflix off the hotspot on the iPad the whole time. It was flawless. Like, nothing went wrong. The hotspot never cuts off. The phone never slows down. This thing probably goes a month without getting restarted. So I will say that the phone itself runs absolutely great. So with Google, we're pretty pro Google. We have Google Homes.
Hey Google, what time is it?
She's being shy.
All right, don't worry about it. Google.
Way to show Google failing in the video.
Hey Google, turn on the lights.
Okay, turning 2 lights on.
It said on.
Yeah.
Google listens when you don't want her to.
Yeah.
But then sometimes she doesn't listen at all. Google Fi came out in 2015, and it was first launched on the Nexus 6. We were always skeptical about it. You had the Nexus 6, right?
I had every Google device.
We were skeptical about it. I, back then, didn't know anything about it. I was using what was 2015, an iPhone, like 6.
iPhone, everything then.
I can't remember. That's probably when I switched to the Note. That was my first real Android device. Oh my gosh, I've said it like 20 times. It's late. I'm sorry. So here's Google Fi. We've talked about it and talked about it and talked about it literally for like 4 or 5 years. And was like, oh, we'll try that one day. Google Fi, you can get your SIM card at Best Buy. It is $9.99. And you get a $10 credit on your first bill. However, if you have a Google device, I'm about to cough again. If you have a Google device, you can actually download the app. What's the app called?
Google Fi.
That's it?
It's,
I thought it was a different name.
no, Google Fi. Pretty simple, self-explanatory.
Well, I should probably cut that out.
Oh no, you probably.
I didn't set mine up, and I have never used the app personally. He set mine up. You go to Google Fi.
Super simple. Took literally 5 minutes.
Yeah, he actually did it while we was in the car. Put in your email address. You can invite whoever's going to be on your plan. and they'll get the invite on their Gmail address, and you set it up. It is $70 per line, unlimited. But if you don't need, isn't it $120 for 2 lines?
Yeah, it's $120 for 2 lines, or if you want to pay as you go, it's $38 for 2 lines, and if you go over, and it's $10 per gig, but it's a certain cap. So if you get to $60, it'll stop it and then give you automatically give you the unlimited plan.
Yeah, if you go to Google Fi, there's a chart that breaks down the plans really well. I know the lines start, like, if you don't want any data, it was like $17 for just 1 line, so it's pretty good. If you don't have a Pixel, you can actually finance the Pixel devices through them, so I thought that was pretty cool. The service, this is what we were really skeptical about. We do a lot of traveling, so some carriers, like Verizon stuff, can't keep up a lot of places we go. Like in and out of the mountains, Verizon cuts out in a lot of places that it used to not cut out. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. Google has picked up everywhere, except for we did go through the country on the way to Pensacola, and it cut out for a second. But that is the only time I think we haven't had.
Well, we went through about 8 or 9 states, and we've only lost signal about 2 or 3 times.
That's the only time I remember it being it was for any amount of time. It was literally only for like 5 or 10 minutes, and it came right back on. Half the time we have full bars. 5G picks up. If you have it in a 5G device, it'll pick up 5G. And the speeds, you actually don't really need 5G, because in Atlanta, we will actually be there tomorrow, so we'll show you some speed tests. But in Atlanta, it was pulling like 500 or 400 and some change last week.
Yeah, it pulled 580 yesterday.
We've been testing it for, I would say, a month and a half or a month. It's been about a month. And I'm pretty sure we're Google Fires now. We're definitely keeping it. And if you have an eSIM on your phone, through the app, you can actually go ahead and start service right away.
It has to be an unlocked phone for the eSIM to work, though. Or if you have a T-Mobile phone, you can activate the eSIM through Google Fi.
So there you go. Definitely pleased. We actually looked up some reviews before we got Google Fi and couldn't really find anything substantial. But I will say it's great. When you start the service, you don't have to pay anything at all. You'll get a message with your first bill in about, I would say, a week or a couple days. Just within any carrier you start service, you get a bill. But you don't have to pay anything to start. There's no activation fees. As far as we can see, there's no hidden fees. The bill is exactly what they said it was going to be, which is crazy.
It was $130. It was $130 on the nose. So.
That's with tax and everything. So that's a great deal, because with most other carriers, you'll get the bill and you have all these extra fees, taxes, stuff like that. So it was definitely, I think it's definitely a go.
It works for iPhones too. It works for unlocked iPhones and the eSIM in the iPhones. So Google's ready to take over.
Google's going to take over. It's going to be like the 5th carrier. But when you go to the website, I keep saying today, and I'm very sorry. But when you go to the website, you can actually put in the IMEI to your phone, and it'll tell you if it's compatible. And if there's something that's not compatible, it'll walk you through how to fix that or let you know what other options you have. So I would say we are pro Google. So I just noticed we were reading off the internet, but on the back of the box, it actually tells you it's $70 a month plus taxes and government fees, or $20 a month plus $10 per gigabyte of data. But your bill actually caps at $80. So that's not too bad. You can actually, their customer service, you email them or you message them right in the app.
It's chat, super easy.
Somebody connected, I know he had a problem, and messaged them in the app, and he had the problem resolved in I would say 4 or 5 minutes. It was super quick.
Yeah, it wasn't no wait time. It said 2 people was ahead of me, and then 30 seconds later, they started the conversation. It's pretty dope.
I would say that's the only time dealing with customer service that there was no cussing involved. It was super easy. So I was very, very, very surprised. And then your SIM card comes this, and then was it on your SIM card? There's a code to redeem for your $10.
Yeah,
so
it's on the
don't
SIM
put that
card.
away.
But no, they don't. You don't got to redeem it no more.
You don't?
No, Google knows that you bought the SIM card.
Oh, okay.
It automatically adds the $10 on there.
So, we've said hi to GoogleFi. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you try it out. Hopefully people do and get on board, because we've mentioned it to a few people and nobody knows what GoogleFi is.
And the messaging is just like iMessaging. So anybody who
Yes. The messaging is, you can see, like, we'll be texting back and forth. I can see when he's texting. I can see when he's typing. That's the same thing. But I can see when he's typing. It'll show when the messages are delivered. It'll show when they're read. So it's a faster version of iMessaging. It's definitely faster.
it's fluid. It's really fluid. People was real skeptical about Google's RCS, and I like it. It turned out real good.
Back in the day, we used to use Google Allo.
That
for
was dope.
messaging. Well, it was not back in the day. It was a couple years ago.
That was dope. I really liked Allo.
We had we was using whatever Note was out at the time, and using Allo. It was either the Note or one of the S series, probably like the S7, S8, something along that line.
It was the Pixel and the Galaxy.
We was using it on a couple of different phones, and Allo was the coolest thing. Like, it was the next. It was very comparative to iMessaging, but it was more fun because it was before iMessaging had stickers and stuff in it.
And games and
Yeah, it had games in it, it had little stickers, and it was really cool. Of course, they did away with that. But their messaging system now is very comparable. So definitely please, should give this a try. Everybody should know what GoogleFi is. When you go to Best Buy, 9 times out of 10, you'll have to search and search and search for this.
because nobody knows what the hell GoogleFi is. And
They don't have it on display. Like, literally, this was pushed, like where they have the phones on display, they were just like sitting there. But they have a whole wall of other SIM cards, and this was nowhere to be found. But you can check on Best Buy's website and see if it's at your local Best Buy. So that's what we did. We went to 2 and we finally found it. Definitely worth it. We tested it in the Pixel. You tried it in the Fold.
I've had it in every phone that we have. The Fold, everything except for the iPhone.
So the service is great across the board, even if you don't have a Google device. So we will wrap this up. And we'll do a couple speed tests probably tomorrow. And we'll put those in the video as well. And I guess our next video will probably be the S20,
Ultra.
which I keep calling the S11, and I will probably continue to call it the S11 until the Note comes out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Make sure you try out some Google devices or GoogleFi, and let us know if you like it too. And make sure you check out my shirt. Google made me do it. Anyways, check the links in the check the links in the description box below. I cannot talk today, and we'll see you guys next time.